Delighted that you have continued to be with us. Thank you for following through the sessions that have been broadcast live on CAC television, as well as following on the ones that have been happening on webinars. On Monday, we talked about the Bible, the Word of God, theological and doctrinal issues. And yesterday, we talked about art and creativity, where we're challenging the young people, bring your creativity out and be a champion. And I was definitely excited about all the great ideas that flowed from the conversations that happened yesterday. Today, being the third day, we are talking mental health among young people. And to help us go through this session today here in studio, I have two guests. One of them is Sena Chabari. Chabari is a sociologist by profession and a trauma healing trainer, as well as a youth pastor at Reruta PCA Parish. She is passionate about helping people identify their challenges, their problems, and find healing from within. Welcome to the show, Sena.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And definitely excited to have you here. Asante for making time for us.
Thank you, and I'm most privileged to be here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Asante sana. We also have Mediatrix. Mediatrix is a teenager from Reruta Parish and a student at Alliance Girls High School. Passionate about music, as you can see, and aspires to be a pediatrician. She's also a member of the Teens Aloud Foundation that challenges teens to use their gifts to pursue Christ and also to evangelize Christ to the nations. Welcome, sana, Mediatrix.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to say hi to all the Busharians and all members of Teens Aloud Foundation, and especially my sub-ministry, which is Aloud Care, and that I love you guys. Thank you. This is going to be an interesting session, and you'll learn from it, so make sure you watch it till the end.
And of course, they must make sure that they remind their friends to tune in.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, for the rest of the day, because actually a lot of things are going to be happening, both here as well as on the webinars that we're going to have. You know, your name is kind of exciting. You want to be a pediatrician, but your name is Mediatrix. Why didn't you want to pursue something in media? What inspired you to desire to want to do pediatrics later in life?
I have the connection mostly with children, which I can't say I have with media. So yeah, I love the presence of children.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. So in today's show, what you're saying is that adolescence is a period for developing and maintaining social and emotional habits important for mental well-being. The consequences of not addressing adolescent mental health conditions extend to adulthood, impairing both physical and mental health and limiting opportunities to lead fulfilling lives as adults. This is the conversation that we're going to be having today with this wonderful guest, and we're basically going to be looking at what is depression, the causes of depression, the symptoms, and how can young people come out of depression, because today we are saying come out of it, come out of the anxiety, the fear, the worry, and the doubt, and be a champion to the glory of God. But before then, Mediatrix is going to do a small tune for us because she loves music.
Wow.
Wow, thank you very much, Mediatrix. How long have you been playing that?
It's almost a year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Wish you every blessing as you continue to use that to inspire many and, to grow in the skill.
Thank you.
Very well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So now we are going to go straight into our conversation for today, and I want to come to Sena. She has been practicing as a sociologist and a trauma healing trainer, and beginning with our first question of this session, because we want to understand depression among young people, because about 10 to 19% of young adults, especially teenagers, inasemekana they go through a lot of depression, and if it is not addressed early, it can lead to very disastrous results in later years in their lives. So what is depression?
Well, thank you, Ref. Depression is a mood disorder. It's an emotional disorder, and it's part of the mental illness that affects negatively the way a person feels,
Yes.
the way they think, and the way they act.
Okay.
That basically means it is emotional, it is behavioral, and it is mental.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is quite a complex, combination of things. You said it is emotional.
It is emotional, it is mental, and behavioral.
And behavioral.
Yeah, because it affects the thought,
Yes.
the way you act, and the way you feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, and during a season like this, this has been a difficult year for a lot of young people. Kuna wengi sana wamepoteza jobs. Kuna, I mean, all of them, like especially in high schools and primary schools, but I have to repeat the class in which somebody is. Probably at home there have been lots of friction with relationships because watu hawajazoea kukaa pamoja for this long amount of time, and probably of course as well because of the idleness that has been there. Somebody is wondering how is it for young people to be affected by depression, to come into depression?
Young people are easily likely to come into depression because one, they have big ambitions, they have big dreams.
Yes.
And when that dream is affected,
Yeah.
then it affects their lives. They have visions that they have, and they have goals they have set.
Yes.
And this is a prime in human growth and development. This is a prime age. So if anything is affected in between, then it is easily likely to lead them into depression. Yeah.
Wow, that is quite something. Young people are ambitious.
They are. They dream and dream big.
Yeah, they dream and dream big. Na ni kweli, actually, what you're saying that if something happens to that dream,
just a small trigger.
For example, somebody was falling in love, and they thought they were going to marry this girl, or this girl was thinking to get married by this, young man, and then something happens to that relationship. It's very easy, for a young person to flip. From being a very kind and whole person, and all of a sudden they become something else, even suicidal. And now there have been cases like that.
There are cases. It may look so trivial to a person who is a bit grown up.
Yes.
But to a youth, it is a major thing.
Wow.
A relationship that is breaking is such a serious thing because one, their thought process is not mature enough to be able to understand why exactly this is happening and how can I come out of it. And again, they also believe in themselves, so they are not likely to share out with anyone else, unlike myself and yourself, because you may find someone and talk to them with confidence, but then they shy off from talking to someone because they fear they will be judged. So they keep it within themselves, and that is what eats them.
So some of them fear they're going to be judged, others feel like shy and ashamed. Like, what was I saying?
And they also sometimes feel guilty because kama hii imeisha ni mimi nimekosa, if this relationship is not working, then I could be the cause. So they feel guilt, and when they feel guilty, they may think if I share with someone, that person will judge me and I'll be condemned. So I better keep it to myself. And the more they keep it to themselves, the more harm it does to them.
Well, and that is the thrust of our conversation today. We are trying to understand depression among young people and how young people can be able to come out of it, deal with it, overcome it, and keep on moving. But Mediatrix can tell us from a teenager's perspective, Mediatrix, what are some of the issues in a teenager's life zenye zina stress atini?
Okay, I can say that now that we are at home with our parents, and our parents are with us now at home, something that is happening to us,
yes,
when we get to reach out to them, they may seem as if it's a small thing, and that, okay, for instance, if I could say, mom, homework yangu inanisumbua, mom, homework yangu inanipea stress, they'll be like, unajua stress ni nini? Like, this is not something that should be giving you stress. No, ulikuwa pi mwalimu akielezea, you see. Such incidents would be like, now I was trying to reach out for help, and here is my mom calling at me. And this is what I get. So parents would be an issue and could actually be a cause that can lead to depression. And also that which that the child is not able to solve at that time, when they continue growing up with it, that is what even the parent could also be having depression without their knowledge, because they also didn't get a solution to their problems while they were young.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there something else that can cause a young person to be stressed out to depression?
Yeah, academically.
Yes.
So when your grades are deteriorating and you're like, I don't know what to do, everyone else is getting A's and I'm just sitting here with my D, and I'm trying all I can do. And on the other side, to the parents also, they're like, what grades are these? I pay school fees, I sell a cow to get school fees, ndio nikupeleke shule na kumbe napeleka ng'ombe ingine shule. So it could be also frustrating to you.
Anakuuliza kwa nini hawezi kuwa kama mtoto ya nani?
Yes, comparing.
Ama yule rafiki yako, you know? Comparison,
Yes.
Okay. And of course, there are so many other, stress factors that could actually end up leading to depression, among young people. And especially these days, tunaishi where life has been actually reconfigured. Mambo imebadilika kabisa, and young people are still trying to come up to come to grips with the reality of what's going to happen. You can imagine how anxieties are there, doubts are there, like umesema, when plans are disrupted for a young person. That is a very serious affair. For example, imagine somebody who was going to get married this year, or they were going to have an overseas study, join university, or a great opportunity in their life, lakini imekuwa distracted. Alafu anaangalia ninabaki hapa sasa nifanye. That emptiness, I think it can be quite something. And there are, of course, others. Is there something else that you might want to mention that is a big cause of stress that can end up leading a young person down the road of depression?
Yeah, thank you. Depression is not a one-time thing. It doesn't happen overnight. It's caused by some underlying issues that could be social, psychological, could be emotional, that are not addressed at the right time. So the longer they take, the more harm they cause, and they can lead to depression. And some of these issues we could look at them as they are minor, but they are big issues if they are not attended to at the right time. If like a physical wound, if you have a physical wound and it's not treated at the right time, it may deepen, it may worsen. But if it's treated at the right time, it will heal and leave a scar, or even not. So some of the underlying issues that can lead to depression, there are as many.
Okay.
There are as many. A few of them is like broken relationships. If a relationship is not working, someone is putting their efforts, and we are talking about the youth in this case here. They are putting extra effort. They are trying. The first relationship breaks, another one breaks. This young man, assuming it's a man, may give up in trying another relationship, and then end up in depression because they feel like, I'm rejected by every girl I approach. As small as it is, but slowly it will lead into depression. Okay,
fantastic. Thank you.
Some of other issues also are rejection, and it starts from parenthood. When a child is growing up, if they are not according the great love that a child needs, they feel rejected. And when they feel rejected at family level, they will carry that attitude, that notion out to the outer society. And they will look at everybody like, they just reject me. So rejection negligence. A child is born and abandoned, and when they grow up, maybe in a children home, they come to realize that I was abandoned by my own mom. That can cause depression because slowly it will stress them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, at such a time as this, wazazi wanaishi na teenagers wao wakiwa home, and when school is happening and when churches are happening, teachers are there with young people. In churches, there are adults with young people. What are some of the symptoms ambazo other people can be able to tell that a young person is going through depression in a short answer?
Thank you. Some of the symptoms.
Yes.
Like we said, it is emotional, it is social,
yes,
it is behavioral, it is mental.
Okay.
So when you look at a person, there are things that you can be able to observe that this person is not like in their right mind.
Yeah.
They are not living their normal life. The way they talk, maybe they were calm.
Do you want to give an example of each? Like you said, it could be emotional. What is an example of an emotional sign? Yes.
Some of the emotional signs is anger.
Anger.
Some extreme kind of anger that someone expresses and you feel like, what happened to this girl? What happened to my daughter?
Okay.
She's so angry almost all the time. She's so aggressive. Like someone was calm, but all of a sudden they have started shouting and their voices is as high.
The next one is the emotional and
social.
Social, yes. An example?
There could be signs of withdrawal. They were outgoing, they had friends, but now they don't want to go out with friends.
A kind of a social distancing that is not healthy.
Social distancing that is not healthy.
Okay, the other one is what?
The other one is mental.
Mental, an example?
Yeah, the way they do things, like, you know, mental capacity contribute to good decision making, yeah?
Yes.
So you realize some of the things they are doing, they look like they are younger than their age because their decisions are not right. Yeah.
Okay, and the last one is, did you say psychological?
I said psychological, social, emotional, and mental.
Okay, a psychological sign would be like what?
Psychological is like someone looks stressed up.
Okay.
When they sit like this, they may be absent.
Oh, kusuba,
kusuba.
Okay.
Unamwongelesha until you tap them like,
okay, they are coming back to reality.
They are so disturbed.
Wow, that is so powerful. And I think these are some very important things for somebody to jielewa mwenyewe, because I think sometimes tunaweza kuwa undergoing that road of depression, but they are not even aware themselves. Ama the people around them think, "Hey, sasa wewe ni nini nakusumbua na hivi vitu vidogo." But of course what you're saying is that depression among young people, if it is not attended to in the right way, it might lead to to a destructive behavior as young people try to cope. But of course we're going to talk about some of the positive coping mechanisms that a young person can be able to adopt in order to find a way out of depression. And of course encouraging parents to be discerning. And those people who live with young people to be discerning enough to be able to tell, there's something wrong na huyu mtu. Usije kustukia kwamba somebody got into things deep ukifikiria tu ni teenage development changes. So that brings us to the last point of this conversation, the way out. How do you come out? Let me ask, mediatrix. When you feel a bit stressed because sasa hii holiday haiishi, and other stress issues in your life, how do you deal with them?
For me, since my passion is on music, I do more of my practice, and I get to learn new hymns and new songs and new techniques of the violin, so that when the time comes, I'll be the pro.
Wow, fantastic. Apart from playing music, what else do you do?
I read a lot. Currently, I'm reading a book that is called Purpose Driven Life.
Okay, Warren?
Yeah, it's a really nice book because it gets to give you information that I don't think you can get anywhere else.
So I think those are already two very powerful alternatives coming from a young person, and she's actually doing them in practice, music and reading, and of course lots of. Do you cook? Do you like helping out in the kitchen?
Yes, I do. I also bake.
You bake?
Yeah.
Okay, I wish you had something to bite in here. Okay, thank you very much for those wonderful answers, and I am sure, you know, as teenagers out there, you have lots of other stuff that you do. Why don't you just go to youth tuko, you know, Facebook, utuandikia tu comments uko about this particular topic, kama you send a message to the number that is on your screen right here on CAC TV, and we shall see some of the responses that you give on how you are able to cope with some of these stressing and distressing factors in your life. Let me come to Jabari. What are some of the, how does a young person cope with and get out and overcome these issues, even as our scripture says, or our theme, be a champion? How do you overcome depression?
One, I would talk about self-esteem. When you look at yourself at the mirror, what do you see, and what do you tell the image that you see on the mirror?
Yes.
Because when God created man, he looked at him and said, very good.
So you gotta work on your self-image.
Yes, all other creation was good. But when he looked at man, he said, very good. When you look at Psalm 139, verse 13 and 14, talks about, you created me in your own image. But the other verse, the final verse says, and I know that fully well. So you need to know yourself that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, so that you can motivate yourself, you can raise your self-esteem. When you look at the mirror, and I tell teens, have a dressing mirror. When you look at yourself first thing in the morning, talk to yourself. My name is Sena. Sena, you're very beautiful. I like your smile.
That would apply to the girls, because some of us rarely look at ourselves in the mirror as we hit the bathroom, hit the wardrobe, and pshoo, out we go.
But you can look at yourself in the image mirror, in the mental mirror. You know yourself. Tell yourself good things. Affirm yourself. Affirmation.
And I think that is a very powerful thing. And parents need to hear that. That you need to affirm.
Affirmation, especially from parents, because now we are talking about teens and youth.
Yes.
Do parents affirm their children?
Yes.
Affirmation. Because when they do something little good, you need to tell them, well done, my son. That is very nice. I like your cake.
Yes.
It's baked very well. Because sometimes...
Hata kama haijaiva vizuri,
it is so sweet. I like it. Na kesho najua utapika mzuri kuliko hivi. You know?
Yes. Affirmation, yes.
Sometimes adults, we are quick to see bad things, negative things that the youth people,
judge.
Quick
young
to judge.
People especially.
But let's point out the strong things that they are doing and their efforts. Acknowledge their efforts. They may not be perfect yet, but acknowledge their efforts.
Wow, fantastic.
The other thing, parents need to hear this. Don't talk to them. Talk with them. Reason.
Okay.
Listen to them.
I hope hakuna wengine watakutumia text saa hiyo na kuuliza unasema nini.
Don't talk to them, dear parents. Please talk with them.
Wow.
They are maturing adults and they are able to process thoughts. They can hear and reason.
Amen.
So it is
love that.
It's good to have a conversation.
Yes.
And tell them, my son, of late I have realized, your hairstyle has changed. It's not bad yet, but how do you see it yourself?
Wow,
then you strike a conversation. When the conversation starts, instead of telling you, I don't like that hairstyle, please see hapa kwa nyumba yangu. You know, it can be a conversation, a healthy one, and they will respect that. And they'll realize, dad respects me and he listens to me.
Yes.
That alone can help them cope.
Wow, I wish we could have times to go on with this conversation, but unfortunately, we will not be able to do so in this particular session. But in course of the day, between 11 and 12, we are going to have our speaker, David Ewagata, who is still going to continue on the subject of depression, but focusing on the life of Elijah. And later in the day, we're going to be looking at how to be God's champions, even in the political arena. Honorable Kivutha Kibwana is going to be addressing us in our webinar today. And later in the day, we shall still have Njugush from K-Crew, who is going to still be talking about finding hope in the light of depression, because delay is not denial, even as a young person. What do you do with the feelings of loss and the feelings of discouragement and frustration as a young person? Stay tuned to CAC TV. And of course, you're not late to register. If you have not registered, so that you can get the links to the webinars, particularly of a Professor Governor Honorable Kivutha Kibwana, as well as Nyugush, go to youth2co.org, register yourself, and immediately you shall get GBs of data, as well as the link for the Zoom. And then, of course, in the evening, Sena and Reverend Njero Ashira and Reverend Kyra are going to be in the Call Answer Me program, still helping young people to process thoughts and feelings of depression, deal with this condition, and overcome. I want to thank you very much, guys, for being here. Sena, thank you for that snippet, because there is just a snippet of what we could have been able to do with, but we thank God for that time. I appreciate that you have given us your time, as well as media. Your name is powerful. Mediatrix, you know. I almost said medium. Mediatrix, thank you very much as well for being here. And before we go, of course, I think it will be very nice for us to hear a tune from you. But it is after we have said bye-bye for now to our viewers. May God bless you. This is the Wise Summit 2020. And we are so delighted and thankful for your encouragement and support. God bless you, and keep tuned to Park TV. Watch out for the webinars coming later in the day. Until later, God bless you, and bye-bye for now.